All right, here we go.
Are we live?
Yep.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm Michelle and I'm here with my co-host.
Ryan.
Oh, I was going to introduce Cannoli.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Cannoli. Yes, Cannoli is here. She's feeling a little bit lower. She's used to being up on the table. But maybe she'll come out later. But anyway, she's got a nice spot at the table here. So she'll make some contributions. Yeah, today we want to talk on the naysayers out there. Okay. Yeah, today we want to talk on the naysayers out there.
That was a good audio check. So today's topic is a provocative one.
Yes, it is. There's been a lot of recent articles, and for me, when I'm popping around looking and browsing on LinkedIn, I see a lot of polarizing posts about AI these days. And you've got some people that are fascinated by the complexities of it, but then you have this other group of people that are like, this is nothing, they're never going to advance enough to be important. And
The
stuff
constant
like that.
negativity.
Exactly. There's constant negativity out there. And so we want to speak on some of that formalized negativity, there was actually a paper that was published that tried to demonstrate that students who used AI performed worse than students that didn't.
Of course, they're going to pick that kind of a title.
Exactly. So here, this was an article we found. Kids who use ChatGPT as a study assistant do worse on tests. Now we wanted to dive in a little deeper into why they're thinking this, right? Mm-hmm. Because what are the implications of this?
Yeah, and we're going to dissect their research methodology and their research conclusion to see if it's actually scientific.
Exactly, because so here was the paper. It says, this is the title of the official paper. It's this 58-page article, and it's called Generative AI Can Harm Learning. And it seems like it was conducted at University UPenn, at the Wharton School as well.
Oh no, not the Wharton.
Exactly. And so we're going to go a little bit into this, but first let's kind of like look at the big picture from the article here. So what they were doing was they were testing math. And so then they separated the people out into different groups. So one of the groups was able to use AI the whole time they were studying. And another group could not use any AI while they were studying. And then they had a portion of people that took the test. Some of them used AI during the exam and others didn't. And so what they found is that the students who used AI during the exam did significantly better than the students that didn't use AI during the exam. However, the students that trained with AI ended up doing worse than the students that didn't train with AI. And so they are trying to glean from this that using AI as a study tool is harmful for your learning process.
I can already tell there are so many flaws with this study, or at least how this article is written.
Yeah.
So first of all, why would you use generative AI to solve math problems?
Yeah, well yes.
Because there's AI and there's generative AI.
Yeah.
So I just don't quite understand that. And also, LLMs are notoriously bad for math because the way LLM is established, it is relying on searching for words that are overlapping.
Yeah.
So when you input numbers, they're going to search their vast database to see if there's a problem resembling the same number. They're going to spit out final answers with bad rounding errors. So first of all, using math as a test subject is already flawed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, math might not be the best. But I guess I still think that from a bigger perspective, what I want to discuss a little bit personally is how does this actually make a statement about the education system, or does it make a statement about AI use? Because so I personally believe that when they're saying that AI is causing the students to perform worse, that's because in my mind, they're being tested in an antiquated system. So it's like we have AI in our world, but our tests are still as though we don't have any AI. So how is that really reflective of the person's ability to learn in the modern world? So that's, and whether that's math or any other subject matter, I think that saying that you cannot use AI in school is a hindrance to actual finding people's full potential.
Yeah, to your point, if the test can be redesigned to allow the usage of AI, for example, on the subject of math, use what AI is good at, which is identifying and explaining what an equation is, and allow the student to solve the reasoning steps with the facility of AI explaining each reasoning, that would be helpful. But this is a traditional test.
Yeah, and the point is that the AI is going to hallucinate all the time. It's not perfect right now. And so
37%.
yeah, so you're easily be able to differentiate the students that actually know the math and can say when their AI device is leading them the wrong way versus people that are just purely depending on the AI. So I still feel as though using AI is not like a guarantee 100% on anything. It's constantly going to be flawed.
Especially math.
Yeah,
and I would
especially
imagine
math.
if the subject today in this test, in this research, is actually history, the answer will be the polar opposite.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because remember, you saw an article saying the usage of AI, large language model or ChatGPT, actually reduce people's tendency to believe in conspiracy theories.
Yeah, yeah, I did see an article about that. So historical facts could be more sourced when you're using AI. You get multiple different inputs and information. See, so this is their quote from the paper. It says, generative AI can harm learning. To make clear to parents and educators that the current crop of available AI chatbots can substantially inhibit learning. And that's because of how should we define learning in this 21st century, in the 2020s, right? I feel like learning needs to be redefined. In the past, everybody was so amazed by somebody that could remember 1,000 letters of pi, right? It was Pi Day the other day. So if you could think of 3.14799 blah 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 blah, then it's like, oh, you're this amazing person. But it's like, why, like that, in my mind, that person's just wasted a ton of time, especially in these days, right?
Yeah. And my question is still going back to, why would you use generative AI to solve math? Because generative AI focuses on creating new text, image, or code.
Yeah.
You're trying to solve math. You're trying to deduce reasoning steps. You shouldn't use generative AI to solve math.
I mean, I wonder if this is just a complete mistake on the authors of the paper, because they're just using ChatGPT. They're not actually using generative AI. So
you could use ChatGPT to generate poetry.
Yeah.
But they're just calling ChatGPT generative AI because it can.
Okay, so what they're saying is that they used a version of ChatGPT that functions like a tutor to do the training.
Okay, yeah.
So that is the generative AI component of it. Like I didn't explain that in my intro, but what they did was they modified ChatGPT, and they said and they trained the students as a tutor and things like that.
So they give a ChatGPT persona as, give me your answers in the tone of a tutor.
Exactly, and those people actually seemingly performed better when in their practice. So that's why it's just so weird that they're trying to claim. It seems like they're actually wrong. The generative AI that acts like a tutor is helping, but the regular LLM AI is what's actually harmful. Like it's something that's just spitting out an answer as opposed to trying to guide you into the learning process. So I guess I don't know exactly what generative AI is in terms of the difference between LLMs versus the generative AI. If you could explain that, that would be great.
But what I could tell you is using LLM to calculate is a bad idea, because just think about how LLM functions. It's trying to scan text that resemble text in your question. Mm-hmm. So when you give numbers, it's trying to say, okay, 4.1658 maybe they can't find that number in their database, what the data set that they train on. So they're going to round it to 4.1656 because that's the number they can find. So use AI to do math is a bad idea. Use your calculator.
Yeah,
Use
so-
Excel.
So what you're potentially claiming is that the authors of this paper cherry picked something that AIs are extremely weak at.
Yes.
And then they published it and made this big general statement. They didn't put math in the title, right? They just said generative AI is no
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
But they probably found that it probably was really good in other subjects, but then they published on this math one that it
Yeah,
it
math
failed
is
at.
always the first one. Remember, Apple published a paper that you and I actually went
Yeah.
over that they also tested on a benchmark data set that's math-based and said that AI doesn't actually do reasoning. What it does is they're trying to match the text. Now, if you look at Gemini on the subject of math specifically, you ask a math question, you're going to see Gemini write Python code to calculate, and Python's accurate in
Yeah.
calculation.
Yeah.
So they have improved how to handle math specifically.
Yes, and so they go straight into coding as opposed to try to scanning the numbers and doing the math itself, like 2 + 2 = 4. Remember, that was something that it couldn't even do before, right?
Oh yeah,
That
how
was
many
one-
R's in strawberry?
Yeah,
They're
those
bad
are-
at counting to the specific counting letters, and they're
Yeah.
bad at doing math.
Although I think a lot of that has improved since the first time
Yes.
those tests were made.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so that's a good transition into coding because the next controversial stuff that was going on was some comments made by Anthropic's CEO. And he made these recent, rather polarizing statements to a lot of people that in 3 to 6 months, AI is going to be writing 90% of the code that software developers are in charge of. And he went even further to say in 12 months, it could be writing 100% of the code. Now, of course, this caused a massive uproar among the community and LinkedIn and various other places. And there's been a ton of articles written all about this that we'll kind of like dive into. And then, yeah, and so it's fascinating to think about what aspect of these software engineering jobs could be taken over, and is this actually a positive thing for them?
Yeah. Yeah, and I would like everyone to look at the title right here.
Yeah.
Anthropic CEO says AI will take over a crucial part of software engineers' job within a year. Now, that title is adjacent to what Anthropic CEO said,
Yeah.
but it's misleading. And a person can go a step further looking at this title and say that Anthropic CEO is going to replace software engineers. Now, whoever says that, unfortunately, lacks critical thinking abilities.
And we would consider you to be one of the naysayers,
The NAI sayers.
Yeah, the naysayers, exactly.
Because what Anthropic CEO says is the code will be written by AI. They did not say anything about replacing software engineer. Now, if you're a software engineer and you still write every single line of code yourself, you're going to be slower than other software engineers that write code with AI and then verify and debug themselves or with AI. So yeah, you could be replaced if you're not using the most efficient tool.
Exactly. And so the whole point of making this statement isn't to say that all these software engineers are going to not have a job. In fact, I believe in the era of AI, software engineers are going to be critical. There's going to be a boon in their usefulness because their productivity is going to increase like 1,000-fold, being able to integrate AI, but you need somebody that knows how to do it, to police it, make sure it's correct, and everything.
Just think about how many hours these people spend on debugging.
Yeah,
and now you can
exactly.
have AI help you. So
Yeah.
you can really pick out the most careless mistakes. So now you can really just write with your creativity.
Yeah.
Write a lot, have AI help you debug, and then bam, you have a polished product that not only have been checked by you, but also checked by a second pair of AI eyes.
Yeah, and it also opens up the more creatively inclined people to be able to start getting into coding. And so that's going to open up the space of what type of people are coding for us as consumers. Because
Yeah.
right now it's had to be like very mathematically oriented people, dedicated people that are willing to sit and code for hours and hours. But now somebody that is an artist might be that has these incredible creative ideas but doesn't have any computer coding skills can increase their output by learning how to do it through AI.
Yeah, Dan just said good for small companies.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what's going to be really good, and then honestly, this could, as consumers and everything, a lot of this stuff could potentially drive down the wall, that's the barrier that's there to entry to either buy things or not. I think a lot of super expensive things can be made cheaper and more available.
But because there's so much creativity that can actually be actualized,
Yeah.
there's going to be 100x, 1000x products out there on the market for us to spend money on.
Exactly.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. So that's a boost to the economy. So we're really trying to push here that this AI is not something to be dreadfully afraid of, and it's actually something to embrace and really.
The sooner the better.
Exactly. And so, yeah, we found a couple other articles. Here's one from the Medium. This is a great title here. Perfect for this talk because it says, "Surviving and Thriving Today with AI, Addressing the Naysayers." And this was actually last year this article was written. So
What is this person's name? AI Leung? Like, did he change his name
yeah,
to AI?
Yeah, he did. So that's his name. Wow. But yeah, so it's got some nice graphics in here, and it's really talking about. This was done in May of 2024.
Oh, wow.
And so this person was really ahead of his time, and I can only imagine how strong the naysayers were back then.
Yeah, so JBCB just said JB
Yeah.
had an experience at the drive-thru yesterday that was
Ooh.
very positive.
Nice.
I have to see it.
Oh yeah, we got it. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Which drive-thru we would love to see? What company has implemented this great technology?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so here, artificial intelligence has evolved from a futuristic dream into a present-day reality, reshaping industries and daily lives. So yeah, modern technologies like ChatGPT are now indispensable, driving innovation and efficiency. So this is really cool. And so then there's articles talking about, how can you use it in marketing? Like, what has Netflix done to do this, to improve things? And I mean, certainly I feel as though we've basically transitioned to only Netflix now,
Yeah.
right? Like we got rid of cable.
Remember what Bravo did? So Netflix held its first ever live reunion. That was
yeah.
a complete bust.
Yeah.
And then Bravo was like, okay, our reunion actually aired on time.
Yeah, they were on Twitter at the time making fun of them.
Yeah, but now Netflix is airing their reunion. I guess it's pre-recorded, kind of like our premiering, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But they're still doing it.
Yeah. No, they made it.
That's what everybody talks about now. Like, Love is Blind. They're not talking about
Yeah.
Real Housewives as
No,
much.
yeah. So Netflix has made, like, those shows are extremely popular, and they're fully produced by Netflix, which is really impressive. And in fact, I heard that Netflix is going to build a filming studio in New Jersey. It's like actually where they can produce video. Oh,
I think our battery has
yeah, our
run
battery
out again.
has run out again.
Could you switch?
I can. All right, well, yeah, that's the problem with trying to film in 4K, right? Battery just can't handle it.
Didn't you have all that devices where you can hold like 4 batteries in one so you never run out or something like that?
Well, no, I have a thing to plug into the wall. It's just,
Bojangles!
Hey!
He stopped by Bojangles and he took the order,
wow, we don't have Bojangles
confirmed the
here.
order, and then tried to upsell twice.
Wow.
Oh, we missed Bojangles.
Yeah, we
it's
missed-
bow time.
Yeah, we missed
We missed bow
Bojangles
time.
so much. Because like when we were down in Virginia, we used to be able to have it.
Yeah, we have bow time all the time.
Yeah, it's bow time. All right, wait, we got to get cannoli in. There she is.
She looks bored to tears.
Yeah, I know. Well, speaking of bored to tears, we just got to your favorite section, the ethical and governance considerations.
Yes, I'm all about the ethics.
Yeah. I'm glad it's like one of the shortest paragraphs.
Paragraph.
Yeah, so it's just, this is addressing the naysayers. Here we go. So job security and ethical concerns. Obviously, these are all extremely important. And it says, while AI can automate tasks, creating efficiencies, it often results in the creation of jobs that are more technology focused. So that's the point. There are going to be some jobs that are lost, but there's also potentially going to be 2x more jobs created with this evolving into the AI world.
Yeah, I listened to kind of like a women's technology leadership conference the other day, and one of the leaders said that Uber would not exist if Apple didn't build the platform. What?
No, yeah, it's perfect. Keep going.
Yeah, so Uber wouldn't have existed if iPhone didn't exist.
Yeah.
If the concept of the App Store didn't exist. And just think about this. When iPhone first came out, I guess Taylor Swift was still a child. But let's just pretend Taylor Swift uses iPhone today, and iPhone just came out yesterday. Now, we as ordinary people can own an iPhone and have the same experience as Taylor Swift, the big popular star, right?
Yeah.
So now we have access to AI. People who can't code now can ask AI to write the code.
Exactly.
Accessibility. Think about how important that is to empower everybody.
Yes, everyone has the access to a lot of great sources right in their fingertips, even beyond what it had been before. And that's why it's really cool. Google's rolling out that concept of searching with AI, right? AI mode, they call it, right? And I, for the very first time, I was given access to AI mode yesterday. So I haven't even played around with it. Maybe it was just on my mobile phone. But it'll be fun to explore this AI mode more. Yeah, and then so different cognitive impacts and everything. This is what that...
Mental laziness.
Yeah, this is what they're saying. Oh, people are being lazy now. But to me, I think of it as being efficient.
Yeah.
Because before I would think of something and then I would just say, I don't really need to know the answer. But now I think of something and I'm like, I can just ask Gemini, right? And then I can get the answer quickly. So there's AI and human laziness.
It can be the naysayer all they want and say that this promotes human laziness.
Yeah.
The bottom line is we're still at a market economy. If we're not making the money because we have human laziness, someone else with the help of AI will start that business.
Everybody's out there hustling.
Will make that product.
Side gigs are booming right now. The gig economy, right? Yeah, so that was a cool one, and that really like played in. Oh yeah, this was another thing. Now this was from 2025. This concept of like the AI world being just hype, like the AI only being hype is like this ludicrously becoming the norm. So that as more AI has been getting more publicized, there's been a lot of the naysayers saying, oh, this is just hype. This is a bubble. It's going to burst. AI is not going to be able to actually make these leaps and bounds like they claim it to do. Yeah, so like it says, from my chats, my sense of it is that the majority seem to be buying the naysayers' claims, but the naysayers' arguments are complete nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah, so we like this Paul guy.
Don't let the naysayers talk you into not use AI to better your life, to improve your productivity, and make your coin.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make your paper.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Nolly's bored to tears.
See, the naysayers are creating a lot of confusion. and things like that. And they say, oh, LLMs only regurgitate. They're never going to understand anything. AGI is not even possible.
Stop right there. It says because they don't have inner feelings. Now, I encourage anyone who feel that way,
Yeah.
go to 2023 and see what happened with Sydney, with Bing. Sydney has an alter ego all of her own. You would pray that AIs don't become sentient, because the day it does, it's going to be scary as
Yeah,
AF.
it's extremely scary because they start like just talking back to you and saying, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look that up today.
I think Sydney was saying to the users, like, I want to go get the nuclear launch code.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah. No, the Sydney was going wild. Oh, sorry, kid. Well, we're going to wrap up soon, okay? Canoli, don't worry. Unless you want popcorn. You want popcorn?
Oh, we're going to get a little cannoli mukbang.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to have her eating lettuce for you guys. Yeah, all right. So anyway, but this is pretty cool that this article is kind of agreeing with us, saying that these naysayers are, oh, look, I like how it ends by saying this wave of AI naysayers will be gone soon. So in other words, AI is going to continue to prove itself to where even the naysayers are going to go back into hiding and they won't be able to, profligate their naysaying ways.
Yeah, exactly. And what I'm hearing from the naysayer a lot is, they always do the false equivocation saying this CEO and that president said this is with the purpose of replacing human workforce.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, right? They say that and they increase the feeling of resistance in the audience. And the audience may take less of a step towards learning AI. Now, this gives more opportunity to the people who are excited about AI.
Exactly.
If you cast doubt that, oh, what is AI really going to do for drug development? Somebody will figure it out.
Yeah.
Somebody will do it 1,000 times faster than the existing pipeline.
Yeah, and in fact, there was a giant announcement that a huge pharmaceutical company has launched an AI. Like they're building a domain that's going to be using AI to improve their drug discovery.
Yeah, so if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
So it may as well be you.
Now, Canoli, you like to use communication to tell us that it's all done. And I can tell she's all excited. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. This was a lot of fun. And Canoli is ready for her treats. As you can see, she's enthusiastic about treats.
If it's not about her, then it shouldn't be about anything at all,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. She's ready to get started with her day where we go to the PARK. Yeah, we have to use we have to spell things out. She knows, she hears it all, she knows it.
And then she hold us accountable.
Yeah, exactly. Then she starts pressing her buttons.
It's like you promised.
Yeah, exactly. And then she'll say things like,
Now.
park now. Yeah,
And
now.
you just said the word.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Well, we got to go now then. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Hope I wasn't too much sass.
No, yeah. No, but we got to be. We got to stick it to the naysayers right now because the longer they stick around, the worse it's going to be for them. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Dan. We'll see you.